Hey, welcome back. Today I want to talk about not a new computer, but a very old one. On my computer desk, I have a computer. What's really cool about it is that it runs entirely on green energy, never turns off, and can perform hundreds of calculations in a minute. It's never gotten a virus. I don't have to patch, upgrade, or install any programs, and it's incredibly user-friendly. On top of that, it's astoundingly tough. It can be dropped, stepped on. It's even mildly water resistant. Of course, if you hadn't guessed by now or are visually impaired, you know that I'm talking about this little calculator. And yes, I know that by today's standard, it's not that impressive, but that's kind of what's so impressive about it. What is really exciting about this computer, regardless of what people tell you this is in fact a computer, is that it's thousands of times more powerful than the first Turing machines. So I wasn't able to find a direct comparison between a modern day calculator and a Turing machine, but I did find some very smart people who compared it to an iPhone. The iPhone is 4 billion times faster than a Turing machine. At least it was in 2018. To quote Scott Welch, a computer software specialist, the sum total of all the computing power produced by all of the Bombas, or Turing machines, during the entire war is about the same computing power used by one iPhone to play back 10 seconds of YouTube. So let's imagine that my calculator is 1/1,000,000th as powerful as an iPhone in 2018. That means that if a World War II code-breaking computer could break a code in 2 hours, which was remarkably fast for the time, then the shitty little solar-powered calculator on my desk could do it in less than a second. 30 milliseconds to be exact. Also, I'm a layman, so please don't check my math. The point that I'm very obviously getting at is that it is astounding that within just 30 years of the war ending, computing power not only grew exponentially, but it did so in a way which allowed it to be rugged, durable, user-friendly, eco-friendly, and insanely powerful. I bring all of this up because I see a lot of people getting very worried about computing and the future of blockchain, among other things. And while the energy use of Ethereum and Bitcoin is troubling and the computing power needed to run it is staggering, just imagine how shocked Alan would have been if he'd known how much drastically better things would be in under 50 years. I can't help but feel that our AI-enhanced children will look back on our piddly little blockchains and laugh. That's not to say that we shouldn't be worried about things like this, or that it's not a pressing issue. It is. Having said that, for as long as humanity has been existing and inventing, our tech growth has followed an exponential growth curve. If we continue on this curve, hell, even if we don't, the possibilities of our future are staggering, and I hope I get to see it. And if I had to bet money on it, which I guess technically I am, I would bet on humanity's striking ability to pull through because yes, we're doing horrible things all the time, and yes, we are totally fucking up the planet, but regardless of the greed and the waste and the child soldiers and the nickelback, in the West, and indeed, even in developing nations, it sucks a lot less to exist than it did 100 years ago. Even people in the poorest of nations have access to free education and information the likes of which would have been unthinkable 20 years ago. I know things are rough right now, and odds are we'll keep bumbling our way upward for the next 100, possibly thousands of years. Ultimately, the one lesson that history teaches us is that we are a race of improvers. To quote a fictional but highly eloquent AI,
humans are odd. They think order and chaos are somehow opposites and try to control what won't, but there is grace in their failings. I think you missed that.
ultimately, we fuck up, we learn, we do better. I think the kids will be all right. Thanks for watching, and as always, I'll be right back.